everybody, welcome. I'm really excited to have you all here. I'm really grateful that you guys are all here. Let me know if my audio levels are okay and if the video is okay before we get started. We're all here to unbox the AnyCubic Kobra Max 2 and the Cobra 2 Pro and Cobra 2 Max, which AnyCubic has been super patient about me unboxing. So thank you to everyone at AnyCubic, and thank you, Roxanne, for your patience and for sending me these printers. To be very clear, these printers were provided free of charge, and AnyCubic is sponsoring the live stream. Want to get that out of the way, but I will be sharing my opinions on the printers as we go. Those opinions are my own, but I cannot be completely unbiased because these printers have been provided to me free of charge. AnyCubic is an ongoing sponsor. Now the ethical stuff is out of the way. I'm really excited to have you all here. The audio level is as high as I can go, so DJ, sorry about that. Now check this out. You guys are going to be really excited about this. All right, I've really pulled out the stops for all of you. Number one, we got the main camera. Basic. We got left side camera. What up? A little bit laggy, but that's okay. That's okay. And number three, we got the overhead camera, you guys. Give a like if you're super impressed with all the setup work I've done. Now, the big question that's been on my mind for the last 2 weeks, what should we unbox first? Let me know in the chat comments. Should we unbox the Max first? Should we unbox the Pro first? Or should we do both at the same time in tandem? Let me know in the comments below. Maker Tales, thank you for noticing my sign. I am aspiring to participate in, cause, and just generally have less drama in the 3D printing community. Somehow, I always tend to just get myself into trouble, you guys, and I really don't want to get myself into trouble, and I don't know why. I think it's because I just don't know how to shut my mouth. So I made this sign. It is open source. It is on printables. I put a Creative Commons license on it, and depending on how this stream goes, we may change the sign. Okay, so I see some chat comments. I see Pro, I see Pro, I see Max, Pro. And I just gotta say, I'm like super grateful to those of you who are here, because it means that some of you folks either didn't see my huge mess up and screw up and lapse of judgment, or you saw my apology and take me at face value, which I really appreciate. And I was kind of worried that no one was gonna show up to this live stream, and the only people who would be to lambaste me. So I'm really grateful to all of you for being here. It's been a really hard week. So okay, both and compare them as you go. Let the chaos ensue. Both at the same time is a bad idea. You could mix up the stuff. Yeah, that's a good point. Okay, I see more for Max. Max. All right, everybody cool with us starting with the Max? Let's do that. I think you guys are right that we maybe should do one at a time, because that will also give me more desk space. I have to admit, I'm a little nervous that the Max won't fit on my table properly. So the table is 60 deep. Thank you, Paul. I really appreciate that. The table is 60 deep, and I'm not sure the printer is gonna fit. Like, I'm actually fairly confident that it's not. So what I might have to do in the middle is go get like a big board or something. I don't have a solution, but we're gonna figure it out because all my tables are 60. So let's do the Max, because I saw way more Max comments. So let's go overhead and let's do it. Okay. Now I'm off camera, so we can go here. Fancy, huh? All right, that should be it for the knife. Wow, look at that. Look at that. Timothy Roller. I've made enough Titanic clusterfunks to have room for empathy when someone else screws up. Really appreciate that. I really appreciate that, guys. All right, let's do this thing. So, ooh, we got some smooth rods here. And we have a massive, beautiful PEI build surface. I'm gonna start just throwing stuff over there. I think we should go to left camera now. All right. Wow, cool. Instructions. You guys all know I have a habit of losing the instructions, so let's not do that this time. Really nicely packed. Check this out. Man, that's big. Dear God, that thing is huge. Yes. Cobra 2 has major flaws and is still in beta. Don't know why they're selling these to the public. Don't know. I haven't tried it beyond. I did try a couple of printers for a few minutes here and there at FormNext and when I toured AnyCubic, but we're gonna discuss it on stream. Like I said, AnyCubic did sponsor this, but I feel more than comfortable enough to point things out to them that I don't like, and they've never told me what I can and cannot say about their printers. So while there is some bias, obviously, it's an ongoing sponsor of the show, I will do my best to fight that bias and point things out that I don't like. So, let's do this thing. I'm gonna have to clean all that. I'm just realizing I'm gonna have to clean all that. I don't even know where to look. I'm gonna have to clean all that stuff up later that I'm throwing off screen. I don't know where I would put a printer that big. Yeah, let me tell you, the T500, which is bigger than this and like way more expensive, I still don't know where to put it. It's just sitting on the floor. I'm really hoping that this one is gonna fit onto my racks. Okay, it is heavy. What camera are we on? Okay. It is, oh, very heavy. Attempt number 1 failed. Okay, so it's all in one piece. I think we're gonna move the box down and lift with our legs. What do you guys think? Let's bring her down. Oh my. That's a big girl. Or boy. All right. Let's lift with our legs. Does it run Clipper? The previous Cobras had issues with Clipper. Let's see. What goes quiet when I... yeah, the microphone is right above me. So I'm going to try and stay... So DJ Graffiti says it's a locked Clipper. When I asked the engineers, they told me it's not Clipper. It's something that they developed more based on Marlin. It sure walks and talks like Clipper, but I haven't played around with it software-wise enough. But they told me it's actually more based on Marlin and that it is locked down. Let me just get this off the ground here. Oh, much better with the legs. All right, come here. Oh, okay, I think it's actually gonna fit on my table. Yes, it's gonna fit on the table, you guys. It's gonna have to go sideways on the racks, but it's gonna fit on the table, which is a huge plus over the Cobra, which doesn't fit on anything. Okay, let's make sure we got everything out of the box. Okie doke. Clapper. Clipper or clapper? Anything will work with Clipper once you change the control board. That's a good point. All right, I think we got everything. Let's get this out of the workspace. Okay, cool. We're back. Now, let's see. I think we should read the instructions. I have a habit of not doing that. Quick start guide. Okay, let me show you guys that. Quick start guide. So remove all the accessories from the foam, take out the components of the gantry. By the way, if you guys have feedback on how to do these unboxings and make them more entertaining, or there's stuff you want to see, let me know, because I haven't done a live unboxing yet. This is my first time. Then remove the foam located at the bottom of the platform. Okay, so it's your standard flat pack bed slinger. We need to cut these massive zip ties that you guys can see right here. Hopefully I have some flat cutters. I do. Ew. Maybe we put the Pro down on the ground so I have some space for spare parts. It's not a bad idea. Like I said, I take suggestions. All right. Good idea. Okie doke. Let's go left camera. I have a feeling at some point I'm gonna just forget to switch cameras. Okay, this is interesting. Look at this antenna. Huh. I guess that's the Wi-Fi antenna. Quite interesting. This tool head I've seen on all the other Cobra machines. Looks good. Super high quality, all injection molded. Looks like a volcano. Okay. Back to the instructions. Let's not let ADD prevail. Okay, flat cutters. Get in there. Those are big boy zip ties. Okay. Get that going. All right. Trash we deal with later. Now we have to get the foam out. Hello, foam. Cobra 2 Max, looking sharp. Wow, 20-minute clean benchy. Impressive. This thing is supposed to print not far off from bamboo speeds for a bed slinger, again. Check if the print bed is shaking. Oh wait, we flipped it over. Okay. Foam is out. Machine installation. Install gantry frame. Install support rod. Okay, cool. It's your standard operating procedure that we've all done if we've unpacked a bed slinger. Here's one thing that I haven't seen, is they've actually bolted it to itself for shipping. I guess because it's so big, check this out, it's actually bolted to itself with kind of a temporary thingamajigger fixing plates. So remove, okay, I was reading wrong. It says 1, 2, but then there's 1, 1, 1, 2. Okay, remove the 4 fixing plates shown in the diagram, then separate the gantry, frame, and base. All right, you guys ready? Mandic really got me. He got me, you guys. He got me to spend $100 on a screwdriver, which just seems absurd. And I'm not sure I'm in love with it. Like, not to the extent that everyone else seems to be. There. Anyone here have the LTT screwdriver? That's a bad view. Overhead. Like, I feel like for that money I should have just gotten a motorized one, which actually isn't a bad idea. Just grabbing the motorized one behind me. Just to get all these out. What do you guys think? Is that cheating if I use the impact driver just to pull these out? Because there's 16 screws. Let's do it. Somewhere I have an extension bit. Yeah, that's not gonna fly. I need an extension. So much faster. I'll tell you what isn't overpriced. Makita drivers. I love them. Yeah, I hear you. You still gotta have your motorized. My cheapy motorized one broke this week, so I'm a little pissed about that. But, you know, when you buy cheapy ones, that's kind of what happens. The line was too long. Okay, now how are we gonna get this mini bit out of here? That may have been a mistake. Come on. Oh no. Mini bit. No. Let me get some pliers. I'm coming. All right, we're back. Let's keep it going. Hello, 3D Printing Lab. Yeah, someone did put a DIY one on Thingiverse. I wonder how good it is, though, because the ratcheting mechanism obviously is 3D printed in plastic. I want to print it out, but I already spent the $100 on this, and I'm afraid that it's going to be good. If it's going to be good, I'm going to be so pissed. But yeah, I have to say this is not worth $100. This camera view. This one? Yeah, it's actually an iPhone right up there. It is hot in this room. Yeah, like, the ratcheting is nice and everything, but do the printed one for a short. Yeah, that's not a bad idea. And then compare the two. That's a good idea. Yeah, you should print it, Julie. I mean, I'm probably going to print it anyway. Just because I love having duplicates of everything. Like, I have 2 or 3 of each one. Of each, like, tool that I own. All right. The screwdriver is like $70. The extra bits that you need if you work on 3D printers, because it's all hex and there's a ton of different hex ones. Can you guys hear me over here? Yeah, I think so. That's another $12. Sales tax, another $12. Shipping, another $12. You're at $98 before you actually have the thing in your hands. And that's not international shipping. I had someone bring it to me. Let's see. 2 more screws and we're booting up. I mean, we're lifting up. Yeah, I think I've become spoiled with my little handheld mini one because it's just so much faster. But I broke it, so. It is hot under these lights. All right, so here's where we're at. All this stuff is done. We can now wiggle this little guy out. Plate out of the way. Does anyone else share even the like disposable hardware? Not share, save. Even the disposable hardware? Because I definitely do. I'm a hoarder. Like, you never know. I might need a metal plate with 4 holes in it at some point. And of course the foam that goes with it. You never know. Alright, cool. That's good. You know what? Maybe it's because I have the Cobra, but it's really not that big. Like, excuse me. Thank you. It's really not that big. Like, they've done a very good job that the printer doesn't jut out beyond the bed more than it needs to. Like, they're utilizing every single inch. Like, this actually fits with plenty of room on this table. My Voron, which is only a 330 by 330, or sorry, 350 by 350, and the V2.4 they say is like really excellent use of space, barely fits on these tables. That was such a run-on sentence. How long did it take me to do the honeycomb wall? A long time, and it was a nightmare, and I learned valuable lessons along the way, which is you should assemble it on the floor and then mount it from top to bottom. Don't try and assemble it as you go, because when you drill concrete, it's never that exact. And so if your holes slightly migrate, then by the time you get to one side or the top or the bottom, it's a nightmare. How has the Cobra been printing? Honestly, the one that I have is a pre-production unit and it had a lot of problems. So I kind of just put it up on the shelf and haven't used it since. I mean, it's not on the shelf, it's on the floor because it doesn't fit on any shelves. Thank you for all the bless yous. Okay. Now, install gantry frame, which they don't actually say which screws to use. And there are some with washers and some without. So let's check the user manual, which is a little more in-depth. All right, wow, that build plate is big. I never ditch anything. That is a valuable lesson for concrete. Yeah, when I did the one on the other wall, which I haven't shown on video yet, I assembled everything and then just put it up. Because they'll hold pretty nicely together. You'd be surprised. Yeah, this manual is much easier. I mean, much more thorough. Okay. M5 by 25. And then an M5 by 60. All right. Let's go to this camera. Now, how am I going to hold this? Great. And you do have to lift it up a little bit to meet the holes. It's no big deal. It's not light, the gantry. And it actually goes into these L brackets, not into the extrusion itself. Okay, how are we going to do this? How are we going to get you up there? Come on, buddy. There we go. Ah, that's smart. It actually sits. Check this out. It's another point of contact. You guys can't see it. Well, there's a little ridge so that it actually will sit on there, so I don't have to hold it in the air. Still haven't found the hole though. Okay, let's see. Medium honey wall panels. Yeah, the medium ones take 3 hours. I actually uploaded on printables. I borrowed the idea from someone else, remixed it, and improved it, where I printed them one on top of the other and then used PETG as supports. And that sped things up a lot because then you can leave it overnight. Okay, we have the first screw in. It all gets easier from here. Hey there, 3DHP. I recognize your username. How much is this printer? I don't remember, and I don't want to misquote. Can someone check for us? This is the Cobra Max 2. Cobra 2 Max. Cobra 2 Max. Someone can pull it up online. There's a link in the description that you guys can go to as well. I'm going to go on the other side here. Okay, that's the other one. $4.99 pre-order. Awesome. Yeah, I put a link in the description if you guys want to support the channel. Let's first see how it prints though. And then how the setup is. $4.99 for this size really isn't bad. Come on. Where are you? Okay. $4.99 pre-order, $5.69 after that. Okay. Thank you guys for looking that up. Let's go to the other side and see. I'm not having them line up perfectly. Am I racked or what's the deal? Strange. What am I doing wrong? 2 rails for Y. Yes, it is 2 rails, and they are not V-rollers. In fact, the Z is V-rollers. But Y has 2 rails. I need some light to see why I'm not getting into that threaded hole. All right, let's see. Oh, thank you, Timothy. That's super awesome of you. Appreciate that. Okay. So, let's see what we got going over here. There's a slight chance that I totally went in the wrong direction with this. So we're gonna loosen and see what happens. So there's a lesson for you as well. Find your screw holes before you put in the screws. Meaning, I was in such a rush to just get this thing stabilized so it wouldn't fall over. I didn't actually check that I was going in the right place. Okay, where are you, screw holes? There's only one. Doesn't seem right. There's 2 in the bracket, but only 1 on the actual base. So I will need to alert AnyCubic of that. Quite an easy fix in production, but I think someone from AnyCubic was here. So you guys are missing 2 threaded holes, 1 on each side. I am missing the first one to begin with. Shouldn't affect the strength of the printer because of these brackets sitting on the rail, but it is one of those things that they'll want to fix before production. Okay. No wonder I wasn't finding the... Ah, dude. I'm dumb. Never mind. Never mind. Yeah, I was putting it in the wrong area. It's even marked, but it's so dark on this side of the printer that I wasn't seeing it. My bad, my bad, my bad. Now I wonder why there's threaded holes all the way back here. Okay. Come on back. Okay, great. Well, that was dumb. User error. All right. We'll get to the printing in just a moment, guys. I'm super happy that this is actually going to fit on my rack. Because I'll be honest, I really either need to find a home for the Comgrow or pass it on, just because I have nowhere to put it. Let's go overhead. So yeah, I was definitely screwing it into the wrong threaded hole on the extrusions. Now, we're in the right place. Hey, Leslie. You are up very late. I guess with the baby, maybe? Leslie is my wonderful executive assistant of 6 years. And I couldn't live without her. So. And she just had a baby. So everyone wish her in the chat congratulations. And that's probably why she's up so late. Right, Leslie? All right. I don't have the right bit here for this one, or do I? All right, cool. AnyCubic, does the Cobra 2 Max have an all-metal hot end? Think about getting an AnyCubic soon, working on a really big project. Very cool. Congrats, Leslie. Yeah. All right, let me switch angles so you guys can still see me. All right, beauty. One more screw here, and then we are golden. Somehow I suspect, man, I made another mistake. I'm not paying attention. I've been putting the washer screws on, and those actually are supposed to go somewhere else. So real quick, I'm going to redo those. It's amazing to me how many mistakes I make when I'm too busy talking to actually pay attention. Yeah, I got to redo everything. Again. For like the 4th time. Sorry, guys. It's super hard to pay attention and assemble at the same time. Maybe not for other people, but for me. Ah, yeah, there's a coupon code, live20. I forgot. Got to get that in there. Leslie, I don't know if you can edit the description of this and put the coupon code live20 in there while I'm actually live streaming, but if you can, that would be awesome. Seven-foot alien. Wow. Okay, I'm gonna put this and lock it. There we go. Okie doke. Let's get the right screws in for the job. Funny, Nicholas. That's fair. I deserve a little humor at my expense. Thank you, Leslie. You're the best. Okay. Third time's the charm, guys and gals. Most guys are not great at multitasking. That is very true from my personal experience. My wife and mother and aunts are all better at multitasking than me. Or my father, or anyone. So, not to engage in gender stereotypes, but I definitely am not good at multitasking compared to my wife. All right. I know I've said this like 3 times, but one more screw and then we're ready to go. And I think like if someone were doing this without live streaming, it would take 20 to 25 minutes, just because unlike a normal bed slinger, it had to be bolted to itself, so there was removing all those plates, you know? Did we finish licking our wounds from last week? Not completely finished. Not completely finished, but mostly. Yeah, and thank you for the well wishes. I really appreciate it. 40 minutes into the stream, and yet the printer is not on. Yeah, we need to up the pace. You're totally right. You are totally right. So let's do it. I need to talk less and assemble more. Okay, that's done. That probably was important. Okay, let's get the printer printing. DJ is right, as usual. I think I need to learn that it's better if I just go silent for a minute. I don't need to talk every second of the stream and read the instructions versus make mistakes that end up taking us super long. Okay, now we need this to the rod, to the washer, to the back of the printer. This to the rod, to the washer. Oh, that's interesting. Okay, this rod, washer. Cool. Cool, cool, cool. No, ABS would be real hard to print on this. You're thinking of ASA, probably. You're probably thinking of ASA. Okay. This, what did we say? See, I got distracted again. Washer here goes on to that little jigger. Let's do that, do this, do that. Smash the like button below. Thank you. You, 3DHP, clearly understand the rules of the game, man. We YouTubers are fiending for those likes. Okay, here we go. Okay, once again, I was about to make a mistake. Not paying attention. This goes here. Great. Then the washer, then the support rod. Beautiful. Done. How about that flexibility in the shoulder, huh? Okay. Now, we need that little mini wrench that I saw earlier. I'm looking at all these parts. I got a lot more to do here. Real cheap ABS. But doesn't it warp? That surprises me. I never had luck, even in an enclosure with my Prusa, like in a big closet, until I switched to like actually closed printers, where it could get up to 50C. You know, this screw seems really long. I guess it doesn't matter, but it just seems like it's way too long. Indeed, it is way too long. Wrong screw. This has got to be painful to watch, huh? It's like every mistake I can possibly make. I might be a little nervous. Okay. Great. 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 We still have another one of these to do after this, guys and gals. Okay. Leave that slightly loose until we have the final position. Now at the bottom, it wants the thick washer and the longer screw. 30. Great. How big for the mouse ears? Oh boy, I just bought some ABS2 and I've never printed. Don't lose confidence, Julie. Just put a bag over the printer, or a box is even better, because it needs heat and it doesn't like drafts. And also, I have a video coming out. It was supposed to come out today, but we decided to take a break from content, just to let things kind of, let people cool off, if I'm honest. And we have a video coming out about air quality soon, and how important it is, especially if you're printing ABS, and especially if you're doing things like gluing. It's quite important to properly vent your workspace. ABS has toxic fumes, VOCs. Let's extend this guy a little bit. Get you in position, my dude. Great. Whoa there. This reminds me so much of my CR10. Like, very similar setup process. Okay. Here we go. Apparently we're going to lose the overhead camera at some point, because it only has 20% battery. Now we need to tighten these. Okay. Those are tight. Beautiful. Beautiful. Let's do 2 more. Let's enjoy the overhead camera while we can. 2 printers in a walk-in closet that has a window for ventilation. You should be okay. You should be okay. Just put a air filter in there. You can print the bento box or the Nevermore. Okay. Let's do that again as quickly as possible. Okay. So it is this. Mimic the other side. Right. Screw on the inside. Washer. 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 Stuck in my hand. Rod. Okay. So while we're back here, I'll say that we have dual lead screws with dual Z motors, which are connected by a belt. We have a massive Y motor, which has a rod coming out on both sides, which I haven't seen before. Kind of interesting. And I'll show all that in a minute. How good are those grow tent style enclosures? I've never tried them. Where did I lose the screwdriver? Okay. Yeah, I've personally never tried them. Where's that 30? It's gotta be this one. Okay, I'm just lengthening the rods here so that everything lines up with the threaded hole on the extrusion. Good. Good to go. Getting this last screw in. Excellent. Okay, support rods are installed. Just tightening those up. Tight, tight, tight. So those are going to give us some extra rigidity, which we are going to need for a printer of this speed. I'm excited for this printer. I have printers that can print this big, but they don't work nicely. If this works nicely, I mean, maybe Cobra, they're probably going to fix their printer, but my pre-production one is not good. And they, I think, would agree with me, which is why they're making so many changes. If this thing works great out of the box, it's going to see a lot of use here. As you guys can tell by the background, I'm kind of obsessed with oversized stuff right now. Oversized benchies, oversized stealth burners, oversized mistakes. All right, how we doing? Cool. Let's get this thing going. Remove the excess zip ties from the gantry frame. I don't see any zip ties. The lights are super blinding. Yeah, I don't think there are zip ties. Okay. Pull the belt in the direction indicated in the diagram to lower the height of the z-axis. Down we go, down we go. Okay. Great. Install the print head. Wow, I'm really taking my sweet time here, huh? What are we, an hour in? Almost an hour in. Another printer to go. Secure the print head with screws, M3 by 6. Maybe those are what you removed earlier. Maybe. Probably. Where are the M3 by 6? That's an M3 by 6. And how many do I need? 4. Okay. Great. Let's get that going. Sit that on there. Whoa there. Get the right head on our screwdriver. Wrong. Still haven't gotten used to which ones do what. I mean, which ones are the right ones for which screws. All right, 4 screws. First one goes here. Let's go to the overhead camera. Can you guys see anything there? Okay, let's do this the smart way. Put the screws in first and drop it over. It's 1. Pro should theoretically take half the time to assemble. I don't think so. Any content is great content. Thank you. What was Air Quality V2 about, layer by layer? Well, our team uploaded a video and accidentally it went from Vimeo to public. We've made a lot of Vimeo mistakes recently, and it somehow uploaded as public. I'm curious where you saw that, because we immediately deleted it. But yeah, we need to tighten down our processes around how videos get shared and uploaded. But that's the video that was supposed to come out today, and we decided to hold it till next week. Just doesn't seem like a good time to release a video. I'm back. You guys didn't see my jump. It's a bummer. What a waste of a jump. All right. What kind of a hot end does this use? It appears to be a volcano or volcano style. Just getting these screws in. There's nothing really interesting for you guys to see, but I can put it overhead here. I will say, people have said that this LTT, like the ratchet catches on just one turn, and that is true. I think part of the reason I'm not like in love with it is because I'm not used to a ratcheting screwdriver anymore, and so I'm not using it as a ratcheting screwdriver half the time. Okay, print head, good. This is actually Elijah Keller. Awesome. I recognize that name, but I'm sorry I don't remember where I recognize it from. I'd make an apology video first. I appreciate the feedback. We decided, myself and my wife, that it would just be better to apologize on Twitter and not not dwell. So that's what I decided to do. Yeah. Okay. Let's go. Print head installed. Okay. Awesome. Good to see you, Elijah. Are you starting a YouTube channel? Looks like it. All right. Install the print head. Turn the knob to tighten the X-axis belt tensioner. I was wondering when we were going to do that. Good. Nice and tight. Is the Tel Aviv makerspace still going to be a thing? You're looking at it, man. It's a thing. It's a thing. M5 by 20. Those are these. That's just the screen. We're almost ready to power up. Ladies and gents. AnyCubic Kobra running Clipper? No. It's running its own firmware. I actually asked the CEO about it when I had the opportunity to interview him. He said they wanted to make something with the performance of Clipper that's easier to use for beginners. Me and the wife talked. Yeah, wife made final call. Wife told me that if I keep doing stupid shit, she's gonna lose sympathy for me because she's like, you keep sticking your foot in your mouth. I was like, you are right. So now I run decisions on what I'm gonna say and when by the missus, because she has a much cooler head than I. Ow. Okay, guys, we're almost there. Yeah, I will say the ratcheting on the first turn, that's pretty slick. What about 0.8 nozzles? Can they be used on the Cobra 2 Max? I'm sure. Thank you, Call. I appreciate that. I hope you're right. I'm sure you can swap out whatever nozzles you want. I will say there's an annoying trend of a lot of printers that I've tested recently using like a volcano, but slightly shorter, and then you can't replace the nozzle easily or it sticks out too much. That was one of my big problems with the Cobra. And we'll check this one out once we get it booted up. I want to take it apart a little bit more. Let's get this guy. Ribbon cable. All right, let's see some peel. Ready? All right. I think we're ready to boot this guy up. We need to install the filament holder. But other than that, and I'm sure we need to connect all the connectors. But that's a minute's work. Okay. We got this wire harness. Let's go left camera, overhead camera. We got the wiring harness. We're good to go there. Cool. I wonder if they want me to route the wires in a specific way, though. So let's do this. Filament tube. Use screws to secure filament runout sensor, so we need to do that as well. Insert the filament tube. All right, let's do the runout sensor right quick, because apparently they want us to do that before we do the wiring. Yo, Jerry, what's up? All right, cool. Let's go this camera. Okay. Get this in. This is the second printer I've seen where they don't line up the filament sensor, so it's a second thing you have to thread through, which is silly to me, because if you just made this bracket a little longer, you could just make it one pass. Nope. So that's a little piece of feedback. Would be nice if the filament sensor were just in line without this gap in the middle. But I guess you could just extend the Bowden tube all the way, so that's good enough. Yeah, that makes sense. I wonder if it's going to stay aligned. What's the print size on this printer? I believe it's 40 by 40 by 50. Quite big. And especially quite big given the fact that it fits on a table, which is a welcome departure. 420 by 420. Yeah, that's awesome. Honestly, love your set. I can't wait to get my live stream set built. Thanks, man. Let me know if I can help you in any way. I made all the mistakes and learned the hard way on this set. All right, let's hope that that's gonna stay aligned. I don't think it is, but we'll see. All right, cool. Filament sensor. Now we gotta get the roller. I kind of don't want to install the roller because then it's really not going to fit on the rack. But for now, let's do it. Roller has these special, apparently, kinds of brackets. Where are you? Maybe not. Okay. This goes like this. This goes like this. All right, PSU switch toggled. I usually don't have to because they come at 230, but let's check. It's a good point. Yep, 230. Thank you. All right, filament spool roller should be M5 by 20. Okay. And that's that. Let's go over there and do it. And for those of you saying like, oh man, I wish I had a clean set like that, let me assure you that the entire rest of the studio is a freaking disaster mess. Okay, something ain't right here. Unless this is supposed to be like this. I guess it is. Is it like general common knowledge that you shouldn't tighten a screw until you've put all the screws in? Like, does everyone know that? Because my dad taught me that when I was a young kid. And I think of it every time I tighten something with multiple screws. And I always wonder, like, does everyone's dad teach them that or just mine? Let me know in the comments. Like, does everyone know that about the whole go in random order, like across? Okay, cool. We got a filament roller on. I want to connect all these cables because I know which ones go where. And they're also labeled ZL, which I guess is L when you look at the printer. Great. Great, great, great. This is going to want to come here. It's going to get zip tied. Maybe we do that once we get the printer printing. It's going to go up here with a loose zip tie, come around. This is going to be the extruder motor. This is going to be the tool head. Great, 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 great. Let's get you in there. And I'll get to all your comments in a hot second. In a New York minute, which is 7 seconds. Okay, they've got a tool head clamp, which clamps this on so it won't come loose with all the high-speed printing. Probably a very smart thing to do. Clamp that on there. Doesn't want to clamp. Okay. All right. Now we need somehow to. Aha! There you are, Z. Another Z. Great. What about Y? Y is already wired up. I think. Nope. What are these? PE, XE. What? Oh, I need to wire them to the board. Okay, let's see what the instructions say about that. Camp should be standard on all printers. Yeah, it's a huge-ass bed slinger. Who am I interviewing next? I actually don't know. Grandpa. Yep. Okay, let me just catch up on comments. Yep. Is there a direct drive extruder? Yes, that's a reverse Bowden tube. Hebrew, hi, אני רואה אותך מישראל. נורא נהדר לראות אותך, גם מדבר באנגלית. Oh, that's awesome. This person's saying they bought a Bamboo Lab printer because of me. Thank you for the kind words. Appreciate that. Let's go back to instructions and figure out the wiring. Print head, done. X-axis limit switch. I see. X-axis motor. Okay. So this little guy comes here. That's going to be your X. Where's the limit switch? Hang on. Okay, you guys can still see me. Okay, X. I'm going to shout so you guys can also hear me. X motor, PE. What is PE? It's not coming to mind. E, I guess E is for the filament sensor. It's gotta be. And then X, end stop, will be be somewhere down here. Hello. X end stop. So E must be the extrusion end stop. Had video muted. Maybe he answered already. Direct, yeah. Okay, we're gonna lose the overhead camera. I'm gonna charge it, obviously, but we're gonna lose it for a little bit, so enjoy the overhead view while you can. Okay? Okay. Main camera. It's plugged in, but yeah. I think we're good, guys. Only took us an hour. Still supposed to route the wires, which I didn't do correctly. I guess it's supposed to go around the front of the printer. Yeah. Okay. Great. Round the front. Down we go. Clip it in. Do-si-do. Go in. Come on, little buddy. There we are. This cover thing is interesting. Like extra protection of some sort. There we go. All right. Who's ready to fire up a printer? Panasonic GH5, then GH6. How big is the printer area? 500 high, 420, 420. And there is a coupon code if you use the link in the description, live20. All right, I think we can fire it up. Technically, I'm supposed to route these cables. By the way, it does appear to be a volcano. And I do see some Teflon tubing, so it's making me think it's not an all-metal hot end, because we have these tiny little thingamajiggers, Teflon tubes. I also didn't see anywhere to connect the Wi-Fi, but it's kind of pretty obvious what you need to do. Let's connect that Wi-Fi. We're going to have to install the firmware, as far as I know, because these are pre-release printers. All right. Great. Now, we said we'll route the wires just so they're nice. Where did I put everything? Okay. Route those cables. 1, 2, 3, 4. Real quick. So you've got these things, which are used to attach the ribbon cable to the PTFE tube for support. Bump. Good. That's one. I like to do them like in alternating directions so they don't wiggle loose. That's 2. 3, 4. Alternate. 3. Whoa, hello. 3. Yeah, you can't print 300C. That's right. I don't know if it's all metal. Yeah, need to be careful. Thank you. That's a good point. I will move it back. You guys are always looking out for me. I'm not 100% sure. I haven't seen if it's an all metal heat breaker. No. But I just saw that there are some Bowden tube pieces, Capricorn tube pieces, which led me to believe that it's not bimetal. Because otherwise, why would they give me little pieces? What nozzle is installed? Someone asked. We got to heat up to figure it out. 0.4 millimeter nozzle standard. Okay, don't love that. I feel like at this point we should be shipping 0.6 as the standard with Arachne and all that stuff. Since Thomas Senlatter did his video on 0.6, I've switched everything to 0.6. Love the counter on the sign. Thank you. Wasn't my idea. Someone on Twitter. Okay. Cool. I've got a cable already running here for testing printers. It is on the wrong side. Damn. Damn. All right. Well, let's use this one and we'll solve that problem later. You guys ready to fire up a printer? Oh, get that cable through. Plug it in. Fire it up. All right. There's the overhead. I want to charge the overhead camera for a bit. So let's do that. Maybe I have a fast charger around here somewhere. Okay. All right. I'm going to get a charger. Charger. We got the printer running. Now let's fast charge this iPhone with a proper cable. We're halfway there. 0.6 or 0.8 should be included. You're absolutely right. They give you another 0.4. That would be a good piece of feedback for AnyCubic. The bed is big. Ship it with a 0.6 and a 0.8, in my opinion. Let me get a better cable. All right. Fast charger. Okay. Great. Should we print something or just put it on the shelf? I'm just kidding. Okay. Lubricant included. Nozzle included. Allen keys included. Disc on key included. I actually have already loaded the firmware. We don't have an overhead camera, but on screen we have a menu. You guys can't see anything. We have a menu, English, next, global, next. Let's connect to the Wi-Fi. Do that. Failed to set up network. Interesting. Ah, I see. I was doing it wrong. I wanted a secure network password. And every day I regret it. Okay. Connecting to the network. Now, let's go to screen share and we can set up AnyCubic slicer. Next. Okay. We want to select the Cobra 2 Max and the Cobra 2 Pro next. Okay, let's set up all filaments. Sounds good to me. That's blocking my menus. Print something that would be the same amount of time to build the Pro, 30 to 40 minutes. Good idea. I usually print a Benchy first thing. If you guys want, we can do something beside a Benchy, but that's usually my go-to. But it is kind of boring. Let me know in the chat what you guys want to print. Jack, I will be in Tel Aviv tomorrow, in and out of the studio, and I do still have your charger. Jacques. All right. AnyCubic app. We need to install the app and scan. I think we'll do that later because my phone's charging. It seems to have the firmware already on it, but AnyCubic let me know they want me to update the firmware before I get started. So let's do that. Calibration cube. Non-standard volcano, same as regular Cobra. Okay, good to know. I don't know where I put those USBs that I prepared so diligently before the live stream. Okay. Let's look. I was so careful to prepare those USBs. Okay, now I think we should take all this and put it all away and start fresh. Except for the tools, which we're gonna need. Thanks for tuning in, Jerry. It was good to see you, man. Okay. Get all this out of the way for cleanup later. I think you can find these non-standard nozzles around. But if not, you can use a standard volcano nozzle and then just adjust the Z offset. I've been known to do it before. Okay. I don't even mess around with these samples. I just toss them. All right, should we do a benchy? Let me throw this away. I just feel like a benchy is gonna be the best way to compare quality, you know? Because I've done a benchy on every machine ever. So let's drop that benchy in there. Okay, let's give it a rotation for cooling. Torture toaster takes a long time. Standard speedboat is 10. Something else? You guys want something else? There's what look to be two white USBs behind your camera touchscreen. I don't get what. Thank you. You're awesome. Yep, that's what I was looking for. Thank you. Let's see. How do we update the firmware? Guide, language, key sound, screen off. I wonder if we just reboot the printer with the firmware in there, if that's gonna do it. Yeah, I have the Pro setting. I haven't changed it yet. Let's do AnyCubic. You know, I think I might need to. I might have to connect it to the app to get it to sync to their cloud. Okay. I don't actually know how to do the firmware. Should we do resonance detection first? I'm impressed that it's... Look at that. It has resonance detection, so I guess it has... Yeah, let's do it. Detecting resonances. So I guess it has it in the toolhead, which is good. Ah, those dings. That's just every time I click something on the touchscreen. Okay, for some reason it's not... Ah, there we go. Cobra 2 Max transfer. So this seems like somewhere between pretty quiet motion system. It seems somewhere between Cura and Prusa Slicer. I know it's based on Prusa Slicer. It has built-in input shaper. You guys have done your research much more than me. Do a 500 millimeter a second benchy. Let's use the standard profile first, and then we can do more later. No supports, no brim. I actually like that the slicer's so pared down. Do they have it on the Y or just the X? You guys can see I'm doing the X-axis right now, input shaper. Okay, layer height, perimeter is 2. Speedboat is 3. Infill, let's go gyroid. Let's do grid. Filament, we're going to use their PLA. High-speed PLA. Okay. Cool. Sound is the first thing I turn off on my printers. I can turn it off if it bugs you guys. Look how tiny that benchy is in the bed of this thing. So yeah, now it's doing clearly the X resonance compensation. Why don't we get started on the other one just to save some time, and then we'll print a benchy there, and we'll keep going. So I am gonna use, they told me to use high-speed PLA. I'm using the AnyCubic high-speed PLA, high-speed gray. It's the most satisfying thing in the world, popping filament. Okay. Let's go to this camera. Let's load up some filament. This is kind of what I was worried about. This Bowden tube doesn't perfectly line up. There we go. Okay. Should we do the next one? You can turn off the beep here. Ah, on the ender. Yeah, I don't know about that one. Okay, tools on this side. Let's do another one. Oh, it does have Y. Look at that. It has Y resonance compensation. How? This might be an accelerometer. No, this is a Z probe. There's a whole construction here, and there's a silicone nozzle wiper. Smart. So there's this whole construction attached to the bed. And yeah, you can see, I think you can see it here too, and you can hear it shaking the whole table. Do you guys hear that? Impressive. Impressive. All right, let's do another printer. Because at some point I gotta go home. Now we're gonna do the Pro. We got our build plate. We got more goodies. All the accessories. It's doing Y input shaping. It has an accelerometer on the bed. Yeah, I suspect it's in the back right. Yeah, that's pretty good. Oh, so much smaller and lighter. This one should take no time. Okay. There's a cable. Filament roller. I'm not showing you guys all this because anyway I have to charge the overhead camera, so I don't really have a good way of showing you. Man, this seems so tiny in comparison. If I go to this camera, do you guys see it? Yeah. He's so little. Hey, little guy. I mean, it's a normal size printer, like an Ender, or, but it just seems so tiny in comparison. So the screen is the same. Economies of scale there. The print head. So Julie asks, that on the back of the probe is for the Z offset. So Julie wants to understand what the printer is doing. So it's doing something called resonance compensation. So the idea is it done? The idea is a motor, when it moves a mass, creates a vibration, right? There's a resonance. And modern printers can compensate for that. So instead of throwing here, it can kind of pull itself back and adjust the inputs. It's also called input shaping. This appears to be the same print head exactly. So definitely using economies of scale here. Same exact print head, which is convenient if you're going to have multiples of the same series. Let's follow the instructions here. Let's see. So, pretty crazy for 500 bucks. Yeah, I agree. Not a lot of printers that I've tested, bed slingers, have accelerometer in the Y. Are you sure you want to print the bed? Yes. This has the Levy Q auto leveling system, which has to be good given the name. Wait, this is the Cobra Pro. Okay. Let's cut these zip ties. Alright, this one we're going to do quick because 1, I'm going to pay attention. 2, we've already done a printer, so I'm warmed up. And I kind of know exactly what goes where. Okay. Good. Get some stuff out of the way. Install the frame. Back. Remove cable ties. Pull the belt above to raise the X-axis. Let's raise that X-axis. Hello. Beautiful. Done. That's going to sit there on top, not on the side. Okay, 2 screws. We're going to want to do that on the edge of the table probably. Where did I put the screws? The SVO6 doesn't have it. The SVO7 does. It's really only recently become available on non-clipper printers. Prusa just added it to their printers. Yeah, the cooling fan, I will say, on the board is loud. Just the heat, what's it called? The power supply fan is quite loud on this. And yeah, 7,000 RPM cooling fan is going to be quite loud. The Pro is hilariously small. Yeah. I mean, in comparison. I think it's 25 by 25. Whoa, got it. Good save. Which is standard. That doesn't seem right. It's not sitting in the middle. Nope, that's not right. I'm down here. I'm coming back. Layer by layer. Hey. Hey, Quinn. Good to see you, man. Okay. And these are the ones with the washers. Yeah, I think that's what I put on the other side too. So it's still preheating the nozzle, which is making me think that something's not connected because it says 26 out of 0. So I think something's not connected. The bed is hot. The nozzle is not heating. Something ain't right. Something's not right here. Oh, okay. 27 out of 210, 28. Okay, no. Spoke too soon. Everything's fine. I think it was just heating the bed up first. Almost did a Jesse there. What's a Jesse? You mean I'm not the only one who screws up printers on live streams? All right, it's heating up. Okay. Funny, you ask about the Sonic pad. I've been chatting with Quinn about that. Okay. Delay to heat soak. I think it just takes a long time for the bed to heat. I mean, it's big. Okay, we have motion, as you guys can see. Okay, I'm starting to get used to this LTT screwdriver. I'm building up a technique. He tilted the K1 Max and front door opened and crashed on the floor. Oh, that's a bummer. I mean, we've all done it. As many times as we unbox these printers, like, I still do stupid shit, especially if I'm on live stream. When I do it perfectly, it's when I'm paying full attention and no one's around to see. And there's no cameras and I'm not even recording B-roll. That's when I assemble the printers perfectly. And there's no proof. Okay, wiping nozzle. This is a cool feature of this thing. It has a silicone pad, which, by the way, so does, okay, they have tested the hot end at the factory. So does the new A1 Mini. It has this little silicone pad in the back. Now it's gonna wipe the nozzle. Excellent. This is a step up from your standard kind of bed slinger. Even the SV, oh, look at that, it's a button. It has it on this one too. So it's a button that you can depress. If the Max is going left, it hits the cable. Yeah, but it shouldn't matter. So this is a button and this is an end stop used to automatically adjust the Z height, like on my Voron, which is clever. Then it has an inductive probe to do the offsets. Smart. All right, what do we need to do here? Install the PEI plate. Single-sided PEI. Would have been nice if it were double-sided, gonna be honest. Or if one side were smooth PEI. That seems like it would have been an easy win. I'm jealous, I want one, but I can't afford to throw that much money for another printer. I haven't seen Uncle Jesse breaking the... I haven't seen it. I'm gonna need to watch that. How much is the Pro? Do you guys know? There's a discount code in the description, live20, if you guys want to pick one up. But how much is it right now? Does anyone know? Okay, this one's much easier because we don't have to deal with the frame. Okay, let's do these screws first. Smash the entire front door into 1,000 pieces. That's a bummer. Okay, so it's now doing the bed leveling, as you guys can see. So it's a combination of a physical probe in the back for Z height with inductive probe for mesh. That's good. That means you'll never have to level the bed or do any kind of compensation. Which, who likes to do that? $2.99? Damn, that's pretty good. I mean, that's a little more than the SVO7, which is currently my like top recommendation. But this has stuff that doesn't, like the auto bed leveling. I mean, the SVO7 has auto bed leveling, but Z height adjustment it doesn't have. So that's pretty good. And this one has built-in resonance compensation. The SVO7 is not built in. You have to attach it manually. Is the Max a dual-sided plate? I'll check after it's done leveling. Hey, this is fun, guys. I'm really glad you guys tuned in. I'm super grateful. I was honestly very, very worried about how the stream would go. I was very, very worried. In Europe right now, it's 289 euros with a coupon. Yeah, you have a coupon live 20. Okay, this one's much faster because we don't have to deal with the frame and all the like rods and everything. They now want me to install the screen. It's a good looking printer. I think it might be better looking than the Soval SVO7. Again, I have equal bias to both of these companies because they both are longtime supporters and friends. So note that. Like, I'm biased towards liking these printers. I want you all to know that because I have personal relationships with these people at this point. But I will say that this is a good-looking printer. It's a very good-looking printer. And I'm impressed by all the little details. I mean, I think in this day and age, like, that sounds so old. But like right now, with all the Bamboo Lab printers and everyone competing with the Bamboo Lab printers, like the Qidi X-Max, all these like high-end printers, it's very hard to like review these printers. I will say I'm notoriously over positive. Oops, that was supposed to be a 6. I'm over positive in my reviews. Like I find the good in everything and I try to be optimistic in life in general. And I've read some of the criticisms online that my reviews are always gushing and people take that as like I'll review whatever has an affiliate commission. It's just how I am. Like, you know, when my wife and I have a good meal, oh my God, this is the best meal ever. My son, oh my God, you're the best kid in the world. This is the fastest car I've ever driven. So I need to work on that and get better because I know people are making decisions based on this. But it's also hard to review these printers and compare them at this price point to a Bamboo printer. Anyway, that was my rant. All right. Cool. So, filament sensor, next order of business. And I did manage to get those lined up, so that's nice. Okay, that's good feedback, DJ, that the new printer roundup was a little rushed. Pro has a single Z motor. That's correct. Disappointing a little bit. I don't like that. But it's possible that with this size, that might be sufficient. We'll find out in a minute. But yeah, that would be a cost-cutting measure. Okay, the auto leveling is done. We're finally ready to print something on that thing. On this behemoth. By the way, do you guys like my massive benchy? Like I said, I'm really into... Belt synchronized, but never had problems personally. Cool, thank you. That was one of the things I didn't like about the AnyCubic Kobra 2. And one of the reasons I told them, hey guys, I don't think I can do a sponsored segment about this one. They were really cool about it. Like, they fully understand. They're like, hey, no problem, we'll send you the 2 Pro. Like, if you're not comfortable recommending it, we don't want you to. And yeah, I really gained respect for them after that. Okay. So we have the filament spool holder. Come on. Ooh, not a nice sound, but it is what it is. Everything here is the same as the Max. I think we should print something on the Max before I get too into this. Hey Vez, what's up, man? Thanks for tuning in. All right, let's print a benchy just to get us going. Slicer now. Wait, I gotta go to the slicer. It says slicer now, not slice now. Hold on, I'm gonna have to make this window smaller. Dang, I can't get to the slice button. Slicer now. Okay. Export G-code. I feel like we should be able to connect this to Wi-Fi. Finish. All right. Let's go here. Cloud. Install app. I have the AnyCubic app. I wonder if it's the same one as the resin. Workbench, file, task, printer. More printers. Add a printer. Nope. Different app. Oh no, this is the app. Open the app and scan the QR code. Okay. Me. Log in. Let's log into the app. Thanks, man. Appreciate it, Vez. It was a lot of work to do this, and I'm working on soundstage number 2 now, which is also going to be fully 3D printed. So make sure you guys tune in for that. Okay, I can't get into the AnyCubic account. I have 3 bamboo printers. Should I get one of these? If you have 3 bamboo printers, you're probably all set. Unless you need to print really, really big. In which case, yeah. Can I print locally with the Max Wi-Fi, or does it have to be through the app? Well, let's find out. How do I add? It's logging me out of the cloud each time. So let's try logging in again. I have to approve. Okay. All right. Workbench, search model, me. Scan. Bind the printer. It's currently not supported in the app because it's not released yet. Okay. Well, that is that. Let's see if we can print locally. Cloud, AnyCubic app, more info. I have a MAC address, but I don't have an IP address. Okay, I think because this is pre-release, we can't connect to the app. The app does seem better than the Creality one, though. It's not, like, spammy. All right, let's try printer, general, advanced. Guys, I think some of the cloud features aren't working yet because this is unreleased, which is disappointing because I really want to test that, but this happens all the time with unreleased printers. Like, the cloud doesn't work yet, or the slicer isn't set up yet. It's always a thing. So I think we're gonna do this the old-fashioned way. Thanks for tuning in, DJ. Okay. Let's take this. Did anyone catch how long it wants to print this Benchy for? 33 minutes. That's not bad for a printer of this size. Let's find out. All right. Export. 3D Benchy, G-code. Oops, that wasn't where I wanted to save that. Let's go here. 3D Benchy. Now let's export it. Okay. Chocolate 3D printer or X1C? The app is coming Q4, so probably from October to December. Okay. Yeah, it's not uncommon. It shouldn't alarm you guys that features don't yet work. Okay, that one is clearly for the camera. They have it labeled. Our overhead camera has 20%, so let's put it back. Huh. Wish I were a little bit taller. Oh, there we go. All right, great. Overhead. What the heck? Main camera. All right, let's print something, finally. Benchy. I feel like I should load the filament manually. Nozzle temp, 220. Filament, PLA. Okay, we're gonna load it. I'm gonna fix the overhead camera. Figure out why it's not working. I knew I would need to, hence the stool. Hello. Okay. I don't know how to do the continuity thing. It might work, it might not. Wish I was a baller. Yeah, someone got my reference. Okay, we're heating up. I don't know what that's supposed to be. Overhead camera. Video effects. Desk view. X1 chocolate coming next year. Oh my god, it's almost 9 o'clock. I gotta get my act together. Alright, we don't have overhead. So, we're gonna use left side camera and we're gonna 3D printing channel be like, I have to fix my camera. All right, let's get the other one fired up while this one prints. Extrude, extrude, extrude. Just make sure that the filament's in all the way. It is. Beautiful. Let's go to our files. Print, print. All right, we have plastic going through a hot end. Dun, da, da, da. Let's see a 33-minute benchy, shall we? While we do this. Okay. Tube, done. Filament holder, done. Switches and all that stuff. Plug you in. Great. Wrong way. The build quality is good. All right. Clamp this down. I like the clamp over the ribbon connector. That's clever. Wish I had a rabbit in a hat with a bat. 6'4" Impala. All right. This is going to go to the X motor. X end stop, sorry. All right. PE. I really don't know what PE is. What is PE? It just says PE. Anyone know what PE is? And no, I haven't looked into the Troodon. X. X. And E. Y. Nope. Z. Z. Y. Already hooked up. Should be good to go. Now, we need another cable, which means we gotta unplug something here. Okay. All right, we're printing. What are we gonna unplug? Laptop. Okay. Hey, have you guys noticed that there have been no massive mistakes on this live stream yet? I'm shocked. Okay. Let's check the power supply. And it's 230. 230. The printer is running, maybe. Here it goes. That's quick. Oh, I forgot to connect the ribbon connector here. All right. You guys, we have 2 printers up and running. Wow. That's a big, fast printer. $300 enclosed build volume. Kyle, if you want the 300 enclosed build volume, check out my review of the Cheedy X-Max 3. It's pretty good. Except for the fact that you cannot flash the firmware yourself, which is ridiculous and really pissed me off with that printer. But otherwise, I liked it. All right, let's get this going. I think we should do resonance compensation on this guy. And then we'll print with it as well. That first layer is looking epic. It's actually already on the it's on like the 5th or 6th layer. Because we're about the next layer. Wrong camera. Next layer. Cheesy jokes. Oh wait, I have a sound effect for that. Alright. Can't flash the bamboo firmware either, can you? No, that is locked down. Alright. We are ready to do some resonance compensation over here. English. Can you guys see that in the corner? Yeah. English. Next. Global. Next. Okay, let's connect it to the... You know what? Doesn't matter if we connect it to the Wi-Fi. Cool. Let's slice something. That's a fast benchy. They were not kidding. The Cheaty is actually open source Clipper, but you can't upgrade it because it will break everything. So it's different. It's not proprietary firmware, it's Clipper. It's just they've modified it in a way that you cannot flash it. So you guys want to do a torture toaster? The printer looks a little bulky. Let's do a torture toaster. By popular request. Okay. I don't know how to use this slicer. So how do I... How do I leave this interface? Like, how do I go back to the arrange? Return editor. It was blocked. Okay. Torture toaster. I've never printed a torture toaster. Can you believe it? Man, that's fast. It's moving fast. It's shaking the entire table. All right. Torture toaster, standard settings. Do we have any recommendation from Clock Spring on what we need to do? There's a write-up. Does it say settings? Nope. Let's just print with the standard profile. Let's get some more of that high-speed PLA. Courtesy of AnyCubic. It's my favorite part. Takes a few hours to print the toaster. Yeah, we'll see it tomorrow. Someone asked for it, so we're gonna print it. Took you 3 years to print a benchy. Wow. I love benchies. I keep all of them. Yeah, ground up build is not for the faint of heart. Okay, I clearly put this in the wrong place. And I put this on the wrong side. These are small fixes. That's better. I normally don't like the filament off to the side, but I also don't like it on the top. On every one of my printers, remove the filament roller and roll it from somewhere else. All right. The torture toaster rewards printers that under extrude. Oh, we still haven't run resonance compensation on this one. We gotta do that. doing this upside down. Okay, wait. Tools. Extrusion. Auto level, let's first do resonance detection. Wow, $400 for a Voron that's already built? Totally worth it. Hell yeah, I would totally take that printer. The reason probably that it doesn't have the rollers is if there's bearings on the side, sometimes the spool can spin too much and unspool the filament too fast. I didn't like the AnyCubic 2, Cobra 2, not the 2 Pro. That was an older printer I already got rid of. Now found a new home with an 11-year-old boy. And yeah, the reason I didn't like it is it had no Wi-Fi capability whatsoever, which this one does. How much did the honeycomb background cost? I don't know. These are each bamboo-sized panels. We could figure out. But it's probably somewhere on the order of like 5 kilos. So 5 by 20. It's about 100 to 150 bucks in filament with all the orange. This guy is now resonance compensating. I noticed that the belt tensioner was already installed on this one. So that's good. I probably shouldn't have done that while I was doing resonance compensation. Yeah, Paz, I would totally buy that. Just the labor on building that Voron, the 2.4, is 40 to 50 hours. 5-hour drive is worth it. I took a 4-hour each-way train ride to pick up my first Prusa. The 2.4 V2 unbuilt is $1,400. Something like that, yeah. So let's slice for this torture toaster. Slicer now, they gotta fix that. Oh yeah, that's a good point. Having the other printer going in the background might mess up the resonance compensation. I'll redo it later when they get to their final home. Oh, I'm starting to get tired. Man, that bed is slinging indeed. Dual Y-axis rails, yeah. I think so too. Whoa, look at that thing go. How loud is the Max? The fans are loud. But actually it's the the power supply fan that's the loudest. Yeah, it's the power supply fan that's really making a lot of noise. To be honest, Artemius, I'm not paying for any of my filament. I may have paid for some of this Amazon Overture filament, but the majority of it is Bamboo Lab filament that they sent over. Almost all of it. Yeah. This is a very big wall though. It's like 3.5 meters by 2 meters. I haven't tested out the Ender 3S1, so I don't know, but this is the latest, greatest from AnyCubic. So I'm sure they have a lot of similarities. Yep, the PSU is quite noisy. I bet you could, I wouldn't take apart the PSU, but I bet you could install like a baffle on there, print it out of ASA or something, and kind of minimize that. But yeah, it's loud. The fan is loud. The motors are not loud at all. But the fan noise kind of bothers me. This one is quiet. Yep. What do I think of the new Sunloop dryer? I haven't gotten a lot of hours on it, but it's good. I mean, the design is very smart. I love that it has a maintenance mode, so it just keeps the filament dry without having to actually turn up the dryer all the way. So that's super useful. It's big, it takes up a lot of space, but it's 4 rolls. I haven't been able to fit it on any of my racks that's sitting on the ground, but I like it. I would buy it for $79.99. I might even buy it for $129. So yeah, I like it. Okay, so I exported this G code for the torture toaster. I like the look of this, really. It's a handsome printer, and I'm like Mr. Black and Orange only, but yeah, definitely a deal for 89 bucks. I think it's done. I love that these have 3 USB ports, one for a camera right up front. Let's auto level. Yeah, I would love to see these come with a 0.6 nozzle, personally. But otherwise, for a budget printer, what more could you ask for? You know? Oh, they do give you a USB stick in both of them. The blue, black, and red does look really nice. Yeah. The print heads are pretty sexy looking. It's almost my bedtime, guys. Real talk. But we're gonna finish this benchy and evaluate it. It's been 15 minutes. It's got a little bit more to go. We have to bed level this guy. Let's start tidying our tools. I still haven't had dinner. Yeah, I do need a couple cameras focused. I could adjust some of the camera angles for you guys though, if you want. Do you guys want me to move the cameras now that we're mostly done with the bulk of the assembly? I still need to eat dinner and shower. Not a good look. I was up at 5, thanks to baby Eli. This YouTube game, guys, doesn't rest. Yeah, move the cameras. All right, let's do it. You guys want to see this one up close? Whoa! Almost died. Okay, that's one. That's two. This other camera is also going to lose battery pretty soon. Oh wow, it's moving so fast that the video is like lagging. Like it's not, that's crazy. This camera's probably going to die pretty soon. It's plugged in, but the battery's not recharging fast enough. The filament spool holder is not super sturdy on this guy. I wonder if they want me to load the filament like this. Kind of makes sense. Awesome. Glad everybody's happy. So, cooling not perfect on the front of the hull. Ah, no, that's the seam. I don't know why it put a seam on the front of a benchy, but let's get you guys some more light on there. Okay, we're leveling this one. It said 33 minutes, but I kind of feel like it's going to be done early. It's been 19 minutes. All we have to do is the roof. Ah, no, we still have some of the hull. All right. What else do you guys want to see? Oh, wow. 75 people tuned in. That's awesome. Hi, everyone. Thank you guys for tuning in. Hi. Hi. I'm pretty happy with this thing. Honestly, for under 500 bucks, my biggest win for this printer is the footprint relative to the build plate. Like if I show you guys the Cobra, yes, it prints, what, 8 centimeters more in any direction, but it's huge. It doesn't even fit on these tables. And this thing fits on the table with plenty of room to spare. Like, my favorite thing about this printer right now is, hold on. Wait, which camera? My favorite thing about this printer is just how well they've made it compact for such a huge printer. Like, I'm actually going to be able to use this and put it on my shelves. You don't need a special table for it, which is awesome. Missing some likes. I was thinking the same thing, guys. If you could, it would really be awesome if you guys could hit a like, because that will ensure that that other people actually see it. Sorry, I see some questions. Yeah, let's see if we can access it on the web. Thank you, Advent. I'm gonna search for... all the devices on my network, and let's see if we can actually access a web interface, even though we weren't able to connect the Wi-Fi for this one. Because, if you're just tuning in, we connected the Wi-Fi, but we couldn't get the app working because it's not, these printers aren't released yet. Okay. Thank you guys for the likes. I appreciate it. It really helps ensure that people will actually see this video, and I won't get buried by YouTube because I'm not releasing a video this week, which I'm really worried is gonna hurt my channel, but it is what it is. It is what it is. Let's see. I have all the IPs of all the devices. Okay, what is this? I don't think it's this IP, but let's look. How user-friendly is it for a first-timer? Very. That's the reason that they developed their own firmware, is to make it super user-friendly. Yeah, it's pretty insane how fast the bed's moving given the speed. Or given the size. Alright, let's get the other one going and see how fast that is. Oh, did I plug in the... So, it does appear that you should be able to print from local storage or the USB or the cloud. But it seems like if you want to print over the internet without cables, you are going to need to use AnyCubic's cloud, which I think will be a downside for some people. Look at that thing going. It's so fast that the camera's lagging. Like I see the frame is cut. Very impressive. Alright, let's go back to trying to find the IP address. It's not that. It's not that. It's not that. It's possible that you can't access it via the web interface. That's what it's looking like. Because I've tried every IP on my network. None of them work. Can you guys hear the fan? The power supply fan? It's crazy. Alright, we got the other one fired up. Fired up. So, I think I can safely recommend these printers. Like I'd said, the Cobra 2, not Pro, I wasn't able to recommend. I think I can safely recommend these ones. I think that this one, again, I need to test them a lot more. I'm going to put them through more testing. I'm not as thorough as some reviewers, so... Oh! Whoa, 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 stop, stop, stop. Is there an emergency stop? Okay. I jinxed it. First off, I sliced it with the wrong file, or the wrong profile. So it was printing on the side. That's user error. But also, it was grinding into the bed. Which, I don't know. I don't know why. Because it should have done the auto leveling. Let's re-level the bed maybe? Or should we try it? Try it again and see. It should level the bed every time it prints, so. Let's write over. Save. Replace. The beds are on V-slot bearings, but not V-roller wheels. I'll get you a... I mean, you can see here the silver rail. Oh, this is loose. Let's tighten you up. Okay. Great, now let's try. So I was saying, before I screwed up the bed, that'll be okay. Wow, I really dug into that. I think the bed leveling didn't go well. I really dug into the bed. I actually removed some of the PEI on the bed. Something didn't work with the bed level. In any case, what size power supply? Well, I just started a print, so I don't really want to lift it. The build size is 220 by 220 by 250, by the way, not 250. Rated frequency is 50, 60 hertz. It's a 400 watt power supply. All right, let's see what happened, or what happens. So what I was saying, this has some features the SV07 does not. But, and it will be a selling point for some and a downside for others. The SV07 is fully open source, but that means you kind of have to play around in Clipper. This, also the SV07 is bigger. This is much more beginner friendly because you can't play around, you can't mess around. There we go. I think I just had the wrong profile. That was user error. Alright, yeah, you guys are seeing it. 68 watching and 68 likes. That is awesome. Thank you guys. Alright, so our benchy is just about done. I'm pleased with it. And this guy's looking pretty good. Before this camera dies, I want to make sure that we see that first layer. Why don't I bring that camera in closer? All right. Everybody happy? That was bound to happen. Fantastic. Solid bed adhesion. I would say the auto leveling system maybe gave it a little too close. You can see it's a little too close to the bed. It's fine. It's a fine first layer, but it is, if you want to get like Voron level precision, this is too close. And I'm pretty sure you can, yeah, you can adjust the Z offset. So it's not the end of the world. I'm not going to touch it. You could adjust the Z offset, but it does seem, it also, by the way, could be, no, that doesn't make sense. I was going to say it could be that there was filament on the nozzle, but then it would be too far. I mean, that is, by any standard, too close to the build plate. But you have a very easy to use Z offset that you guys can see right here, so I'm not going to fault them because they've made it easy enough for even a beginner to adjust the Z offset. The speed is fantastic. I mean, can't say anything about that. 2 running printers on first live stream. Just bought the Sonic Pad. The Sonic Pad is good. I like it. I need to learn more about how to get my printers going this fast. So Julie, I did a video on the Sonic Pad and the SB06 and how I combine them. If you watch that video and get a Sonic Pad, you're good to go. You can get the SB06 printing this fast. But you're gonna need a Sonic Pad because you have to change the firmware to Clipper. All right, guys, we're almost done here on this benchy. 33 minutes, so the slicer was incredibly accurate. Like down to the couple of seconds. Fantastic. And we are going to evaluate this benchy. And then I'm going to go have dinner, shower, and go to bed. Love it. Let's look at a benchy, shall we? Someone asked about the build plate. It is single-sided, which again I don't love, but you gotta save money somewhere for these printers at this budget, you know? Whoop. That really doesn't want to come off. It is not ready. There we go. All right, let's look at the benchy. So there's a little imperfection on the hull, like ever so tiny. I'm trying to get you guys in focus. Oh no! Hold on. Ecamm just timed me out because all my screen limits just activated. I hope you guys can still hear me. Yeah, at 9:30 my computer locks me out so that I am forced to go to bed. All right, there we go. We're back. Bed adhesion was very good. The hull is imperfect, but it's because there's a seam here. It's actually not a cooling problem. It doesn't have really the benchy hole line, the typical one. There is a little line there, but I wouldn't call that the benchy hole line. So cooling is overall good. You're losing, obviously you're not getting this detail, but you don't even get that on a bamboo printer. Tiniest little bit of stringing, the tiniest little bit of stringing, but I would call this a very good benchy. This is a very good benchy. I've seen, obviously I have printers that can do a benchy like this in 14 or 15 minutes, but they cost a lot more than this. Like, this is a very good benchy. And again, remember that the tagline feature of this printer is it's a big ass printer. You know, so we're kind of like, we're judging a spade by how well it can paint paintings, when really we should be judging it by how well it can dig holes. If you guys want, I'll do some shorts or other content where I kind of go bigger and use the max build volume. Make sure you guys are subscribed if you are not already. Check out the speed of this thing. The back text looks okay. I mean, you can't make it out. Let's get focused. You can't make it out, but it's there. The print time, 33 minutes, 57 seconds. This thing is hauling. The problem is the connection between this camera and the computer is laggy. So like, you're not seeing how fast it's actually printing, but it's going fast. Jeez Louise. Wait, I want to take the other camera, which is on a better connection, and show you guys just how fast it's going. All right, look at this bad boy. Now you guys can actually see the speed. Ah, you can't. Wow, it just looks like it's teleporting on this camera. Huh. It's fast. This is like as fast as the A1 Mini, more or less. The travel moves are insanely fast. I don't think they go the same speed just because of the size and the mass. We can check the profiles if you want. But yeah, that's a fast printer. Again, I want to remind you guys, if you do pick one of these up, you don't have to use my link either way. If you want to support the channel, you can. But there's a 20 coupon. So let me add that. If anyone wants to pick one of these up, they offered a very generous coupon. Jesus, it is fast. Yeah, there's screen tearing because of how fast it is. Pretty good. Pretty good. I think I'll have to record some footage for you guys at 60 frames per second, because this ain't gonna cut it. Okay, yeah, max is 10K, pro is 20K. Thank you, Call. I don't know if you work at AnyCubic, but you've been super, super helpful. So, thank you for that. It's a good looking torture toaster so far. I see some edges curling up a little bit on the small pieces, but it's still kind of evening out because the first layer was so over-compressed. Good Lord. Okay, we lost that camera, so we're down to one camera, you guys. All the batteries have drained, even though everything was plugged in. Oh, that's awesome. Well, I'm pretty impressed. I'm gonna go back to the main camera, get us adjusted. So, Lumix, yep. 2 cameras, 2 Lumix, 1 iPhone, killed all the batteries. Killed the hat. But it wouldn't be a live stream without me showing my mess, right? So, if you made it this far, you're awesome. Don't forget to hug each other. No, I'm just kidding. But really, if you made it this far, you guys are awesome. And I super appreciate you guys, especially this week, tuning in and supporting. And you guys are just rad. Tomorrow I'm going to switch that to a 4. And I'm really grateful for all you guys tuning in. Also grateful, I'm overexposed, but also grateful to AnyCubic for sending me these printers and sponsoring the live stream. And yeah, change out the power with a Meanwell. Maybe. The noise won't bother me because it's going to be in the other room in the print farm. But I want to thank you guys for tuning in. We're coming up on 3 hours. This was a blast. If you guys would like me to do more live streams like this, let me know in the comments below, and also give a thumbs up if you haven't already. If you're not subscribed, please make sure to subscribe, because we have some very, very exciting stuff coming soon. I'm going to go have dinner, a shower, and a bedtime. But I super appreciate you guys, again, especially this week with everything that's been going on. Tuning in, showing your support, showing me some kindness. Thank you guys. And now I am going to take us out. Thanks again for tuning in, everyone. Bye.
Thanks for tuning in to the Infill Podcast. For show notes or links to anything mentioned in today's episode, visit thenextlayer.com. If you enjoyed the episode, please don't forget to leave us a review wherever you're listening, or click the like button to let us know, and consider subscribing to The Next Layer on YouTube so you can tune in live and participate in the next conversation. We'll see you on The Next Layer.